Okay, next
I'll need to get you some plans and things when you're ready to make a decision.
is a review of the proposed amendment for 2 North Avenue, the Goddard School. This doesn't come next to the order. Erica's back there, she's been sitting there since 7:30.
Is there some way I can find out what that was? Because I must have missed something happened. I didn't see any notice. Are they going to remove the driveway or not?
No, we're denying it.
Here's the meeting minutes if you want to see them.
Right?
Thank you, Susan.
Actually, what did you just give her?
He's mean, isn't he?
Meeting minutes.
Oh, meeting minutes.
Congratulations.
Who's doing the presentation for this?
I'll do the presentation, and then the technical questions I'll let handle. These are some engineers, from Michael Moore here from Platinum Holders and General Culture. Basically, we're just going to go over everything that we reviewed at the site walk meeting and go through it. It's going to be 6 items. The first is the building pad and sidewalk that was raised by 4.8 inches. As we mentioned, the reason for raising that is for the pitch, right? The pipe for into the septic tank, so that we could pitch into that. So that's just basically only the building pad and the sidewalk that raised 4.8 inches. The next topic is the existing concrete wall. We could go 2 pages. You saw this. This is on the side where, right, that red mark shows the current retaining wall, and we just added on top of it 20 inches. Again, it was a safety concern, because if you bring the parking lot right there, any car could have easily gone over it and dipped over right into the other property. So by putting that there, that became that's a safety for not only just the cars, as well as a safety concern for the kids.
Just to be clear, you're asking for approval after the fact of increasing the height of the wall?
Yeah, well, we
He's
had
nodding his head, so I assume that's yes.
after the fact, but we had already gotten a stamped engineer sign and all that, and we had shown it to John, and John did say, to go back to the planning board on this. And I think there was just a confusion where we built it and then went to planning board after Betsy came back from vacation, I believe.
Okay, just want to be clear what it is we're looking at. So, increasing the height of the wall, raising the sidewalk, and the building platform, if you will, by 8 inches. You're increasing the height of the wall by 2 feet, right?
The wall was 20 inches, the building was 4.8.
4.8 inches,
Yeah.
and then you're raising this, you're increasing the height of the wall 20 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
A portion of it, not the whole thing. You'll see, if you go to the next picture.
At least on the sidewalk, it steps down.
Yes, exactly. That wasn't raised at all. The other thing that we had is, I don't have a marker, but you see where it jogs right here. Initially, we had a gate over here. The idea is that the landscaper would be able to go down this way and access the backside. But at the time, we decided that there was no need for it because the landscaper could easily approach it from the other side where that retaining wall dropped that you saw it, so they could access it that way. So we said, okay, why don't we just block this off, only because what if inadvertently they left the gate open, now a kid could go through and it's a steep drop, and it would be kind of like a safety concern.
So removal of the gate.
Removal of the gate and just making it a wall, so now you'll just have a fence that goes around it like this.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing, John? Oh, sorry. Oh, I can use it here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is just showing you how the flagstone wall continues, and now we have a straightforward shot, so that if we put the fence right here, right, the kids can have a flat surface area to walk through instead of steeping and dropping into running into the fence. Next one, this is the retaining wall. So this is the flagstone wall that I showed you previously over here. And right over here where these aren't the final boulders, but just kind of gives you an idea of what was done, just so you know what it is. Right on the property line, the plan is to put this retaining wall here. That's going to allow us to be able to plant those trees right here. Jim Anza is working on the retaining wall for us, and he's building it for us. And the idea is that we would put the backfill and be able to plant all the trees all along the side of this flagstone. This other thing here is what's happening here is we had all the trees that are being taken, that were proposed to be planted over here. We had discussed this at the sidewalk. We're taking those and we're going to plant them all along here, along with the trees that are already planted here. This will become an open space that Jim said he was going to work on, and looking at various options to cover up the retaining wall and to be able to possibly block off this driveway. Am I right, Jim?
That is correct. We're going to block off that into the driveway.
So that cars in his place, that's what we're having, is they're making U-turns, and he wants to avoid them from doing that.
When you say you're gonna block it off, you've got a berm running across the front property line right now. You're just gonna continue that berm?
I'm going to continue it all the way to his concrete wall.
Okay.
We have an approval to put a 2-foot vinyl fence on top of this retaining wall here and here. So obviously 2 foot is useless, and it's a safety concern. But at the same time, we would like to, we're asking for a 6-foot privacy fence that will provide a screenage from Jim's side and from our side. We had gone to the engineer, a structural engineer, to look at if we could put it on top of the fence. However, after reviewing it and all that, they've noticed it would be difficult to put it on top of the fence, so we're going to put it right in front of the concrete wall, so it'll be hugging the concrete wall. It'll be planted in there. And we have the structural engineer that has been signed off and stamped and approved for that.
Yeah, but what that's gonna do then is reduce the depth of the parking spaces.
It is actually, we used to have proposed a 6-inch curving, granite curve, and also there was a small area behind it. That's more than enough to put the fence inside.
But they're not gonna go right up to the fence.
No, there will be wheel stops.
No, they will have wheel stop and all.
Right, so the question is what is the depth left for the parking space?
The depth for the parking space is still the minimum required 18, and we also will have wheel stops in the parking spaces to prevent any cars from getting there.
I thought it was 18 without the fence. I thought it was 18 to the wall.
That would be across the wall, we have wheel stops, 10 inches, so that's enough to stop any.
Well, it's not gonna be right on the wall.
No, against the wall. That's the front.
Do you have a detail?
Now, this is what was presented to the Board of Appeals last week. I think there's the detail.
Yeah, it's not. So this comes out, well, plus whatever that is. So that's 12 inches.
No, this was underground.
Yeah, but what is that? Like a couple inches?
The fence is 2 inches. The privacy fence is 2 inches, the posts are
The post
4
is about
inches.
3.5 to 4 inches, so
Yeah.
the end of the post will
You're not gonna hit the post though.
No.
No.
But my question is, what's left when you go from
That's
here?
more than 18 inches. More than
18 feet?
More than 18 feet, I'm sorry. Because originally we had this gap here between the post and the curb, and we had the curb 6 inches. And this is about 10 inches here, about a couple inches in the back, so we have between about 8 inches to maybe 15, 16 inches of area to work with, and we still have the 18 feet for the property.
So,
Well, the parking stall is exactly the same, wasn't changed.
Yeah, no, but
18 by
that is such a small scale, I can't tell.
I mean, where is it 18 feet
From the
this?
end of the parking space to the end, to that line, you see that lighter line right here? This is exactly the parking space, but everything else is behind the fence and the.
So you're saying it's 18 feet to this line right
Exactly, yes,
there?
exactly.
And that the fence will be behind that line?
Yes, between the line and the wall, yes, exactly.
It's this
Yes.
road here. But, look, just as a matter of curiosity, an alternative way to do this would be to have a channel you bolt from the sides, you know, and you could then have the fence on top of the wall. Wouldn't that be simpler than doing this?
You don't know the technical, I don't
Yeah, I mean,
understand the
just that-
technicality.
You could even do it with a bent plate. It just strikes me as being a
I
lot
just, I
easier.
think the structure you want to do this way so it doesn't have any effect on the wall itself, just right there.
Oh, he was worried about the wind load?
Yes,
So,
the wind load.
Maybe that's what
that's why he has it this way,
Oh,
just to make sure that it's safer for the wall itself.
yeah.
And we also added those new rooftops, the oil pockets.
Solid
It's
fence.
a solid fence,
Yeah.
So those will stop any cars at 8 inches from the end of the parking space.
But that's a critical area, obviously, because it's one of the entrance.
And this sticks out quite a bit.
Those are actually 5 inches high wheel stops and some of the detail. So you should be able to, we cannot go more than 5 because the clearance for any car is minimum is like 6 inches. And you don't want any smaller car to hit a wheel stop. So 5 inches would be.
What color is that?
It's a brown, Sierra blend brown fence.
Same-
It's the
same-
exact
matching
same
all the-
fence that's already been
Okay.
installed around the building.
We talked about a 4-foot privacy fence on the.
It was gonna be one height, all the way across.
Right, so
Yeah.
it would be 4 feet going across,
So-
and it would extend to 6 feet when it stepped down 2 feet.
Right.
So right here, from here to here, that'll be the 6 feet. The idea is that we keep it, that right here, that will all be the same length. I know initially there was talk about a 4 foot. But the thing is, I think with the 4 foot, it didn't give us the screenage and the
What do you mean by screenage?
looking into Jim's side and Jim looking into our side. Because if you stand right here, you could easily stand over and look into that property.
Is that in the setback? Or that makes it an 8 foot,
7
20
feet
inch
off.
plus 6 feet, plus 6 feet. That's almost 8 feet high.
7 feet off the setback.
Huh?
It's 7 feet off the setback.
That's actually.
No, it's
No.
within the setback.
It's within the setback.
That's why I think that's even
Isn't that a structure?
But I think that's what the Board of Appeals looked at, is that height in their decision.
They're saying as long as the fence, its whole fence itself wasn't more than 6 feet.
That's why they have to look at the zoning first.
But I'm still confused. On the left, you could go back to that other slide. So, can I have the pointer?
Here.
Thank you. So, it's not just gonna go straight across there, which will still be effectively
The fence itself
6.
is 6 feet up on top of the 20 inches.
Is that right? You're not stepping it up 6 feet here.
No, we're not
Okay.
stepping it up 6
I
feet.
just
So
wanna make sure.
we're gonna have the fence, we'll have
There'll be a consistent top.
Consistent top, yeah, so it's between about
Right.
4,
The
4
message
and
from
6.
So it goes
The
straight,
butter is-
it goes straight
Yes.
across like this, and does it step at all here? I guess,
No, this is the
and
same.
it just goes straight, huh?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just straight.
But it's 6 feet on top of the concrete.
Well, or is it 6 feet on top of the asphalt since you're
No,
putting
it's
it
6
on
feet
the
on top
asphalt?
of the concrete.
We're gonna match it so that this fence will probably sit a little higher, but it'll match, it'll all be here. So the idea is that from here, when you're standing from here to here, it's 6 feet. And if you could go back to the previous slide.
What is it?
What we were talking about, before we were talking about the fence on top of the wall. So that's
Initially,
why
we
we're
were talking about the fence on top
The
of
fence is not on top of it.
No, it's not
So
on
that
top
was
of
gonna
all.
be-
So where do you start to measure this 6 feet? Where is the
From the
fence?
ground.
From the
Yeah.
ground.
Asphalt?
Yes.
Oh, so.
So it won't be as high.
So they didn't need
Yes.
the variance.
Right.
Okay,
That works.
yeah. If it's 6 feet measured from the asphalt,
Yes.
that's fine.
That's right.
6 feet, okay.
From this.
That's not what it says in the picture.
Yes, that's what.
Well, this was what
I know,
you
it's-
submitted before they showed it over the fence. and,
Hmm.
Take it.
Yeah.
Are we done on that?
Uh,
We have, we got the,
Oh,
we have the
we have the
dumpster.
typo.
The dust
I should
bin.
say privacy.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, it should say privacy, the fence down there.
That's okay, we understood
And we
it.
have privacy here, so. The last thing that I have here, the dumpster, again, this was shifted 4 feet to the right, again, due to M-Star and the transformer box and where they laid the transformer box for us, so we were forced to move it right here. Orifice, I didn't bring the letter with me, but Orifice has reviewed this. He actually came to the site last week. He's the one we're contracting. He said it'll be fine. He's gonna bring 3 2-yarders. They come at 5:30 in the morning, pull it out, dump it, drop it off, gone by 6:30 in the morning.
And then wasn't there an issue about a tree on the street? The alder
That's a
level-
separate hearing.
Is that separate hearing?
Yeah, that's.
Really?
that's the-
That is not here.
That's the scenic roads. So that requires a scenic roads permit.
Okay,
Is that happening tonight?
No,
all right.
but it's gonna have to happen.
Mhm.
As I remember the sidewalk, going back to moving the screen planting back along the wall.
Right here.
Well, it was originally down closer to the street, and now it's moved back to the,
To
I
over
guess
here.
it's sort of to the east, or west, I mean, southwest. What were we talking about in terms of screen planting for the front portion of the wall? Because there, Anza was going to take care of the landscaping there, and the question was whether Anza's landscaping would be sufficient screening for us to sign off on it. And allow for the planting to be moved back. It all depends on what happens with the berm, it seems to me, when he closes off that driveway.
That's correct. And it is an interesting point that we'd be doing a decision contingent on
On somebody else's.
somebody else's
operation.
promise that we're really not, that isn't a written decision or anything, it's just strictly a handshake kind of thing.
Which is why I'm voting against this.
Yeah, so
On
there
the
is,
record.
there is that. On the other hand, it does look like it's, I mean, when you see it sensibly, it makes sense to do it this way, especially if that, but you're right, it's a big if. We have no assurance that any of that will happen.
What we could do, I suppose, is put a condition on there that if we're not happy with the outcome produced by the abutter, that we will come back and require planning to go there, additional planning to go there.
From the school.
Yeah,
Jim, do you have a date that you have in mind that you're gonna do with this work?
I was kind of waiting for an okay to finish the retaining wall in front of the retaining wall, to make sure that we could do that. So that kind of comes at this meeting, I think, the okay for that. And then once that's done, then, I mean, I have the boulders there already to build a retaining wall. That's what they're doing there, to build that berm, block off that end of the driveway.
So the
So,
condition would have a date certain, in other words, for review.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
And what would the date certain be?
End of November,
Is that enough time?
should be.
Wouldn't it be tied to the school opening? No? What do you think? What would be a date certain that we could?
Where you're closing off the
But
driveway
that
and
you're,
putting in
yeah.
all the
What
landscape.
are your thoughts on that?
I think that I could get those, when is the next meeting?
That's October 21st, right? But what they're suggesting a larger window for you. So the end of November would be reasonable
Um,
for us to review?
I'm gonna try to get it done before the next meeting.
End of November.
But the end of November is what we'll put in, yeah, just to
Okay.
The 18th.
Yep, you put it in for the end of November and I'll just get it done as quick as I
Yeah,
can.
right, there you go.
Just be 100% certain you can get it done by then.
Excuse me?
Just a date where you're 100% certain you're done.
Sounds like the builder's 100% certain.
Yeah, you could be by the 18th, so the 30th of November will be
There's
fine.
a meeting on the 4th as well, right?
What?
There's a meeting on the 4th?
We
Yeah,
have 2 meetings
November
in
4th.
November, yeah.
November 18th.
Yeah.
So how do we get the conditions
Yep.
amended and vote on them? If they're not amended.
Well, what we have to do is look at all of the requested changes in the decision next week. I think we can do it in 2 weeks.
It's a modification.
It's a modification. It would be a memorandum, just like we've done, several times in the last 3 or 4 weeks, so. That would be the condition on the screen planning, and then I expect there'd be other conditions we want to put in there as well, so. We look at that at the next meeting, October 21st. And then one of the conditions would say, the screen planning has to be right by the end of November.
Even though it's not on this property, you can say that.
Well, we'll just say, for now, we'll go along with moving the planning there. We may want to require additional planning further to
John already
the
has it.
northeast. Yeah, I'm not, we gotta look at those
Yeah.
again.
So add the time.
Yeah.
The completion.
Yeah, that's just something John sent to me, email. I think we need to look at it again. So we'll take a look at it on the 21st of October. What time, John? 10 o'clock? Are we at the 10 o'clock yet?
You're
So
getting there.
this is not, all of this is not approved, or can we proceed with ordering the fence and putting the fence, and it's a 2 to 3 week
You can.
time period
I
of the
mean,
fence?
nobody's saying no, and you have to do it at your own risk. We might say, I think we're gonna say okay, but,
Didn't we give tacit approval of the sidewalk? I thought we did. It was just if you spoke to your engineer and the engineer thought you could
Yeah.
come
well,
up with
but we
fence and wind load
gotta,
and
it's not
everything.
official until we vote on
Right, but,
the
yeah.
decision.
We didn't get the engineer stuff until 2 days ago. It took
Yeah.
a while to have it done.
I mean, what I'm saying is,
Right.
go ahead. I can't guarantee when we read the
We are an
language on paper.
untrustworthy
It's
group.
probability.
We change our mind all the time in a very capricious fashion.
Nobody's gonna throw you in a slammer if you bring a fence on the site, but
What does that do also to the, right now we have a temporary certificate of occupancy, but we're trying to apply to state licensing this week. So we're trying to get an amended temporary certificate of occupancy, the one that's more,
sorry.
I would list those things.
hmm? Excuse me?
I don't know what to say. We have
I don't know
to, we
about
have
those
to
things.
get a draft decision, read the decision, vote on the decision, and then it's official. But in
Fair
order to
enough.
do that, we gotta read the decision. And that will happen on the 21st of October.
There's nothing to stop you from putting up a fence.
Okay.
You can do it, you know, it's not absolutely certain that we're gonna say, okay, but it's reasonably certain.
Well, we're gonna order it, so by the time 21st, it probably won't be
Right.
here.
There you go.
It'll at least be ordered, so.
Okay.
So, just to clarify, just wanna make sure that we're gonna come on the 21st, hopefully by then, that stone wall would have been put in, and then
Yeah.
we're all happy.
Wait, when you say the stone wall, you mean the closing of the
Yeah,
driveway?
yeah, that Jim is working
And
on.
the berm and the landscaping?
We'll see.
But if it isn't, we've already said it's 30th of November.
Right.
Maybe drop dead date on that in case. hurricanes or something.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, have a good night.
Oh, I'm sorry, Erica, did you have anything you wanted to say?
It's the tree, and I guess that's another.
That's another
That's
one.
another hearing.
Did you sit here all night?
She enjoyed herself.
It's fun.
This is yours? This is yours.
So what about the other things on the agenda?
Well, let's see what we
70
got.
Warren Road.
Let's go back.
All right, see you guys.
Aye.
Night.
Night, Dave.